Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for joining today's session. Hare Krishna, is my voice audible to you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all for joining today. So we'll quickly start with the prayers. Meanwhile, other devotees will join. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Great. So this class is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder is Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayambhurupagatam Dadhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnavam Sa Shri Rupam Sagratam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijanasitam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahaganalanta Shri Vishakhanvitam Sa Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Visheshunyavadi Paschati Desarni Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanyaya Namne Gauratusen Maha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Shivanaruttamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudret Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripadam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataram Paramanandamadam Shri Chaitanya Ishram.
నేను మెడిసిన్ వచ్చిందండి వాళ్ళు ఫోన్ చేసిందేమో ఉన్నాయంట ఇంతకుముందు
Thank you all for joining today. So if you're not speaking, please be on mute. Okay. So I request everybody to please turn on your video so that it will be a very interactive session. If possible, if you're in a place where you can turn on your video, please do turn on your video. Thank you. Okay, so who all have joined today? Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji, Geeta Mataji, Shanti Tanya Mataji, Kaushal Prabhu, Lakshmi Mataji, Srinivas Prabhu, Uma Mataji, Dharmesh Prabhu, Supraja Mataji, Krishna Rao Prabhu, Pushpalata Mataji, Bhargavi Mataji, Bharat Bhushan Prabhu. Thank you. I'm glad and blessed to see you all, the wonderful Vaishnavas. Okay. So it's very rare to become a Krishna devotee or have taste of hearing about Krishna is very rare, quality that you all possess. So I feel myself blessed to see the wonderful Vaishnavas like you in this new year, starting this new year with all of you wonderful Vaishnavas. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to wish you all a very prosperous, wonderful, successful new year ahead. I pray Krishna to bless you all with wonderful success in this new year in all your spiritual and material endeavors. So please do sign into the classes, become wonderful devotees, and be successful in material and spiritual paths as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll start today's session. So can anybody guess what are we going to discuss today? Any idea?
How to live this 2024, Prabhuji?
Thank you. Thank you. So, any idea what are we going to discuss today? Any wild guess?
Shikshashtakam, Prabhuji, according to the schedule.
Thank you, wonderful Mataji. Thank you, wonderful. Yes. So we are going to discuss about Shikshashtakam. Shikshashtakam means the learning 8 instructions that we are going to learn. These 8 instructions are being composed, given, instructed by His Holiness Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 1 minute. So, as you all know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Acharya, great Acharya. He's divine. I mean, Krishna himself. I don't have to introduce much or say much about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because all of you know about him. But still, we'll try to understand a little bit about him. And then we will get into the instructions that he has given to us. Okay. So how many of you know something about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is combination of Radha and Krishna both. Prabhuji. Krishna inside, Radha Mata outside.
Okay. It's okay.
Like what I heard is he's a reincarnation of Krishna and Radha both.
Great. Yes. Nice. Anybody
He
else?
was born in Mayapur.
Okay, great. Nice. Nice. Thank you all. All of you have given wonderful answers. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna that Name Parthasti Kartavyam Trishu Lokeshu Kaschana Nanavaptama Vaptavyam Varta Evacha Karmani Yadahyaham Varteyam Jhatu Karmanyatindata Mama Vartmanu Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvasa Utsi Deyur Ime Loka Nakuryat Karmachedaham Sankarasya Kartahya. So Krishna says that, my dear Arjun, there is no karma that I have to do in these 3 worlds. Though there is no karma which is prescribed to me, but still I again and again I come and do karma. And that karma which I do, the reason is that to set an example that if I, if how in the way how the human beings has to lead their life, for what purpose they have to live. Okay. What they need to understand to make their life successful. Okay. To teach this, I do come incarnate and I practically do all those karmas, and I show myself as an example that though I am a Supreme Lord, I am also doing these karmas. Krishna further says that if I don't set an example, then people will follow me and they don't respect the rules that I have set. So for example, in a organization, there are some rules which are prescribed for every employee to follow. For example, if those rules are not followed by the CEO and chairperson, then nobody will care to follow that, right? How many of you agree with me? Thank you, Dharmesh Prabhu. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Geeta Made. Yes. So in the same way, in this world, so Lord has set some rules and regulations for the harmony of human beings, and at the same time to elevate themselves to the higher consciousness and get associated with Lord. Okay. So for this purpose, how the human beings have to execute their activities and how what kind of attitude they need to possess. All these things, they have to learn from the superior authorities. So Krishna also says that, paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. So he comes for two purposes. There are many purposes amongst them. Two major purposes is one, to set example how we have to lead our life according to the scriptures, how we have to lead our life according to the Vedic rules and regulations, and what purpose we need to understand all this stuff. That is one. Second, to annihilate adharmic people and to save the dharmic people. So these are the two major purposes why Lord incarnates himself. So in the same way, Lord incarnated in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, to propagate the pure devotional service, the pure loving devotional service towards Lord. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can say he is a synonym of pure bhakti. If pure bhakti is, melted and kept in one place, then that is called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that can be, I don't know, that can be a correct definition towards him or not, but still, that's the ecstatic love, that's the ecstatic feelings he used to have with the Lord. So there are many pastimes when when he was there on this planet Earth. He was born on 18th February 1486. Okay, in a place called Navadvip, which is in West Bengal, Kolkata, Kolkata, near to Kolkata, which is in West Bengal. So this Navadvip is, there are 9 islands which are together. They are called Navadvip. Okay, so that place where he lived, and so he spent his childhood over there at Navadvip. Okay, and he was a great scholar from the childhood. And when he was born, so like we are calling him as an incarnation of Lord. However, it is not that everybody can be called as incarnation of Lord. So there are, in Shastras, there are some references they gave. Okay. So if one possesses those qualities, then they can be called as incarnation of God. Like, in Shastras, it is told that if a human being is born and in a certain time, in a certain, when there are certain, what do you say, galaxy combination, at a certain Muhurt, if a human being is born, then he can be called as one of the incarnation or one of the Amsha of the Lord. And at the same time, if that particular human being possesses some kind of what we say, chikna, we say, moles, some kind of symbols on his body, then also he can be called as incarnation of God. And those symbols are like, if any human being is born with the Shanka, Gada, Chakra, these chiknas, these symbols under his feet, okay, then that particular human being can be called as incarnation of God. And there are many references in Shastras also, which also say that Lord will be born with this kind of complexion. Like, there is one good reference is in Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. It is said that Suvarna Varna Hemango Varango Chandanagati. It is said. So Lord will be taking a form of Suvarna Varna. Suvarna Varna in the golden complexion. So if you read the qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his complexion is like a golden, melted golden color. So that's the reason he's called Gaura Anga. Gaura, and the another meaning of Gaura is gold also. So these references are given in Padma Puran and Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. And there is also one another reference in Vishnu Sahasranam. So that is Sannyasa Krishama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayana. So Lord, it is described in Vishnu Sahasranam that the Lord will incarnate and lead a life as a sannyasi. So there was no incarnation, in Kali Yuga of Lord which led sannyasi, the life of sannyasi, except Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these two main references which are given in Vishnu Sahasranam. So right in Padma Puran also there are some references given. So by considering all these references, we accept that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. But he personally never accepted the truth. Though some of his close companions, they tried to talk to him regarding these and, understand more from him, he always used to skip whenever that topic comes about his, incarnation. He used to skip, he used to somehow change the topic, and he never used to accept because he wanted to experience the ecstatic, loving feeling towards the Lord. Okay, so that's what he meant to lead his life, and there are many pastimes. Okay, one wonderful pastime that I like from his life is first time when he went to Gaya, Varanasi and Gaya. Gaya is the place where, which is very famous for performing the Shraddha Karma and all. If one performs Shraddha Karma to their ancestors in the place Gaya, then, they will attain salvation. Some says salvation, some says, they will elevate to the different lokas. Because, that Gaya place is where there are the real footprints of Lord Vishnu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited this particular pilgrim place, Gaya, when he saw the footprints of Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, he fainted with ecstasy that, these are the footprints of my Lord. Like that, he fainted on the footprints of Lord. And it was very difficult for anybody to bring him back. So people thought that he left his life. And what they did is they figured out a alternate way to bring him back. That is, they started doing kirtan loudly, and after doing very very ecstatic kirtan, then slowly he got up and he regained his consciousness. Then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked is, could I get some water, some Paduka gel of pure Vaishnavas from this place? So somehow they got, somehow they found pure Vaishnavas at that place. They washed their feet and they brought the water which is washed, they brought the Paduka gel of those Vaishnavas. They sprinkled on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he regained his complete consciousness. So in Shastra, it is said that there are three things which are very, very pure, very, very powerful. That is Bhakta Bhukta Vashesh, Vaishnava Padukajal, and Vaishnava Sangha. These are very, very powerful things to change one's life. Okay? If one respects these three things, then he will become a Vaishnava. Okay? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not only he never behaved in such a way that he's one of the incarnation. He was always treating himself as a devotee of Lord Krishna, a very menial servant of Lord Krishna, and at the same time servant of Vaishnavas as well. And his guru was Ishwarapuri, and Ishwarapuri's guru was Madhavendrapuri. Madhavendrapuri's guru was Lakshmipati. Lakshmipati's guru was Vyasa Tirtha. And this is the succession. The Kara Parampara comes from the Dvaita Sampradaya of Madhvacharya. Okay, so after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took, this Dvaita Sampradaya, he followed it, and he also renamed it as Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. And he also taught a philosophy that is Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. So these are some inputs about his early life. He took sannyas at very young age, that was at 24. Okay. And throughout his life, he did not write many books. He doesn't want to, again interpret the philosophies which are given by Vyasa Bhagavan. So Vyasa Bhagavan did a lot of work. He compiled Vedas. There was one Veda. He divided into three, and one of his disciples divided again the fourth Veda. And Vyasa Bhagavan composed 18 Puranas and 118 Puranas, Upanishads, many. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't want to interpret, and he doesn't want to give much philosophy. So throughout his life, he tried to become a wonderful devotee, and he gave 8 instructions for all of us to become a pure devotee, or to understand what is pure devotional service. What is the loving devotional service towards Lord Krishna? So if one want to understand, then he has to study these 8 instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he study, then he will understand what could be the pure devotional service, and how to become a pure devotional servant of Lord. Okay, is also instructed in the same verses, 8 verses. That is the reason it is called as Ashtakam. Ashtakam in the sense, Ashta means then 8. So in Sanskrit, the number 8 is called Ashta. Okay, Ashtakam means a composition of 8 verses is called Ashtakam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to us. It is called Sri Shiksha Ashtakam. Shiksha means learning. Okay. So one should learn these 8 verses to understand what is pure devotional service, and to make ourselves ready to follow these 8 instructions. If one is calling himself as a devotee of Lord Krishna, then he should examine within himself whether he is following these 8 instructions or not. If somebody is not following these 8 instructions, they cannot be called as pure devotees. It takes a lot of time. It's not that in one go we have to learn and we have to dedicate everything. So everything needs practice. By practice, we'll become perfect. So out of these 8 verses, we will try to discuss about first 2 verses today. Okay. So how many of you have heard the Shikshashtakam earlier? Anybody? Okay, Srinivas Prabhu, thank you. Nice. Uma Mataji, Lakshmi Mataji. Wonderful. Okay, so this is some inputs about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born on 18 February 1486 Navadvip, and he went to Golok. And there was a miracle happened when he disappeared. Disappeared. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not leave his body like any other human being. So on this particular day at Puri, Jagannath Puri, with a lot of ecstasy, he just ran into the altar of Jagannath, the Jagannath Puri temple, the main Jagannath Puri temple, where there is the main altar of Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra Mai. So he just ran, he jumped into the Jagannath's deity and he disappeared. And this was lively seen, recorded, written by the Jagannath Puri temple priests. Jagannath Puri temple, they maintain a diary, like, we also have a diary where we note all our activities. In the same way, whatever, the daily schedule happens in Jagannath Puri, that will be recorded, that will be noted in a book. Okay. So there are many, wonderful miracles, pastimes that were written in Jagannath Puri temple diary that we will not have access, but they maintain that. So it is lively. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jumped into the altar and he disappeared he just, we can say, he just became one with Jagannath himself. So that's the reason. That is one another, reason why we call him as incarnation, because Lord withdraw his incarnation to him. He expanded into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he finished all his leelas, then he withdrew his expansion. Okay. And
Prabhuji, is it not Tota Gopinath the deity, Prabhu?
Prabhu, I didn't get.
Prabhuji, I heard he jumped into Tota Gopinath deity.
No, Tota
Is it not
Gopinath
correct, Prabhu?
Giri, there is another pastime, Prabhu. So the Tota Gopinath deity will become, become into Tripanga something. There is a pastime, but he actually, when he was about to leave this world, he became one with Jagannath himself in the Jagannath temple.
Okay.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's parents were Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not write any books except Shikshashtakam. Okay. And so as I said, his gurus were Swami Ishwarapuri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas from another guru. His name is Keshava, Swami Keshava Bharati. So Keshav Bharati belongs to a different sampradaya, but still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas from him, but he led his life in Krishna consciousness. And as I said, he established Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradaya, and eventually it became Brahma Madhava Gaudiya sampradaya. He established Achintya Beda Abheda Tattva. Yes, Krishna Rao Prabhu, you have any doubt? You raised your hand.
I heard what is that means before he disappeared, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, before he disappeared, before he disappeared 3-4 days back, he could not come to temple, or he did not take prasadam. Daily Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to take only temple prasadam as his food. So he was not well before his disappearance. Since 4 days he was not well. He was not going to temple. Had high fever, something like that. He could not come to temple. Even he did not have the prasadam for the last 4 days. Then on the 4th day or 5th day, when he wanted to enter the temple, the priest, he stopped him. No, you cannot enter the temple. But though he stopped, the temple gates automatically opened, and he went inside, and the doors were closed.
Right.
Then he disappeared. Then to the deity, that priest, after half an hour or something, still he has not come in. He opened the door.
Yeah.
Then he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not there.
Right, correct. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, last days he spent in Jagannath Puri. There is a place called Gambhira. Okay. So he completely isolated himself in a place which is still there. Okay. When we visited Jagannath Puri, we visited that place. So there is a very small room. You can say some 10 into 10 feet room. Okay. He used to live in that room only. Used to chant, faint, everything, whatever what we say, the pure feelings towards Lord, ecstatic feelings towards Lord, he used to, do in that particular room only. It is called Gambhira. Okay. If you go to, even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri, you can see that place, Gambhira, but they don't allow us into that place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can just see it from outside only. Yeah, so sorry. Yes, Geeta Mataji, you want to share something?
No, Prabhuji, actually, what is that Achintya Veda that established something? Is that? What does that mean?
Yeah. So there are philosophies, we can say three main philosophies: Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita. So you might have heard about Advaita philosophy, which is been propagated by Shankaracharya, and Vishishta Advaita, which was propagated by Ramanujacharya, and Dvaita philosophy, which was promoted, propagated by Madhvacharya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propagated this achintya, chintya, bheda, abheda tattva. Okay, so it means there is no difference, like according to Advaita, they say that everything is one. Okay. So everything is one. However, when it comes to Vishishtadvaita, they say, Ramanujacharya says that, yes, Jiva also has some qualities which belongs to Lord. However, Jiva is not as superior as Lord because Lord has many opulences. And whereas Dvaita philosophy says that, there is a lot of difference between Jiva and Paramatma. Jiva can only be servant of Lord, a pure servant of Lord. Though we share the quality of Sanatan, the eternal quality, but still Jiva cannot become Paramatma. So he can only become servant of Lord. And when it comes to Achintya, Chintya, Bheda, Tattva, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that yes, there is no difference, but there is difference. So we are Sanatan. From the time Paramatma is there, Jivatma is also there. But Paramatma can perform many leelas. We cannot, right? Paramatma can incarnate himself into 16,108 forms, but we cannot incarnate ourselves into many other forms, except this Jivatma, except in this body, or some human form of life. However, Paramatma is also eternal, we are also eternal. So except that quality, okay, except that one quality, we cannot compare ourselves with other qualities of Paramatma. There are 6 qualities that Bhagavan possesses. We cannot fit into this. We don't have those qualities. That's the reason. So when it comes to eternity, yes, both are same. But when it comes to the Leelas and when it comes to the actual power of Paramatma, then we are different from Paramatma. We cannot be as Paramatma. That's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Abheda, Bheda, Abheda Tattva. There is Bheda, but at the same time there is no Abheda. Right? Bheda means difference. Abheda means no difference, not difference. So this philosophy was taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So that's the reason it is said that Achintya, Bheda, Bheda Tattva. So did it clear your doubt, Gita Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So at the same time, we are like God, but we are not.
Yeah,
We are same and we are different.
Yeah, one quality there is common between Paramatma and Jivatma, that is Sanatan. We are eternal. Okay? So from the time Paramatma is there, Jivatma is also there. But we don't possess that much power as Paramatma. That is the difference we have between the Jivatma and Paramatma.
Okay. Got
Did
it, Prabhuji.
Did you get it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Eventually, when the Bhagavad Gita, when you listen Bhagavad Gita, then your doubts will be clarified regarding this philosophy. Okay. So it is a huge philosophy. You may not, you will have doubts that, why others are following this, why this, that. Don't get into confusions. For now, just understand that there is one quality which we share in common, but there are few qualities which we don't share in common, Jivatma and Paramatma. That's the reason we try to become servant of Lord by performing bhakti, pure devotional service. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Krishna Rao Prabhu, yes, you have any question?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I also heard that when I went to Gambira, the person there was sitting. He told that lamp, that deepa which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lit during his time, during his lifetime, that same deepa is still burning.
Yes, Prabhu. Akhanda Jyoti, Akhanda Deep. It is there. Yes, it is there, Prabhu. Anything else you want to share, Prabhu?
That room is very so small, whether how to enter, how to come out.
Yeah,
That is one.
it is just good enough for one person only to sleep or do anything. It's that much small room it was. Okay. So he gave, yes, Lakshmi Mataji. You want to share some?
Is this a division of Dvaita philosophy or a separate one?
No. So the Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva is not a division separate from Dvaita. We still follow the essence of Dvaita only. But he named it just to make sure, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of two philosophies. He took sannyas from Advaita philosopher, Advaita sannyasi, and he followed Dvaita philosophy. His Shikshana gurus were Dvaita philosophers. Okay. So, if somebody following Advaita and Dvaita, they can still get compromised to follow, by hearing to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. Because, he took sannyas from Advaita philosophy, Advaita sannyasi, and he studied the entire, tattva, the essence of Advaita, and he studied the entire essence of Dvaita, and he was able to correlate with this particular form. He said that Advaita says there is no difference between Jivatma and Lord, but Dvaita says there is difference. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mixed both of them. He said that yes, there is no difference, but there is difference. He clearly explained what difference it is there and in which way we are non-different. Okay, so combination of both.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Right. So we'll try to see what he instructed to all of us. Uh, so everybody is able to see my screen, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
So as I said, there are 8 instructions which are given by him. And the first instruction is Cheto Dharpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavado Jivanam Anand Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamruta Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijeti Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So this is the first instruction given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I request anybody to read the translation.
Can I go ahead, Prabhu?
Please go ahead, Shanti Mataji.
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, congregational chanting of the Lord Holy's names, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. That Sankirtana moment is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all the transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that he is glorifying the Sankirtana movement, how it helps the human society. So in Kali Yuga, there is so in Kali Yuga, it is suggested, recommended, instructed to all the human beings to participate in chanting the holy names of Lord. In Bhagavatam, it is said, Kalau naste, Kalau eva naste. So it is said that there is no other way to get out of this Kali Yuga, okay, except chanting the holy names of Lord. Just give me one moment. So, Kalau Keshava Kirtanam. So, in the Kali Yuga, there is only one way to become successful or to get rid of this material life and become spiritual is by chanting the holy names of Lord. Because it is very, very easy to chant the holy names of Lord. There are other three yugas in which it was suggested there are different ways how to become spiritual, how to get elevated to the spiritual worlds. There are different ways prescribed. When it comes to Kali Yuga, it is exclusively prescribed to chant holy names of the Lord, and by chanting of the holy names itself cleanses the one's own heart and makes him devotee. And this is a benediction which is given to living beings. And Lord has many names. Krishna, I mean, many names like Govinda, Krishna, Murari, Gopi Vallabha, Radha Ramana. There are many names. Okay, so the names are divided into two types. That is Aishwarya Bhava names and Madhurya Bhava names. So these names indicate the Leela, pastimes that Lord has performed. When you chant the name of Govinda, then you will immediately recollect the Leela of lifting the Govardhanagiri. And when you chant the name of Murari, then you will recollect the Leela of killing Mura demon. Okay. When you chant the name of Gopijana Vallabha, okay, then we will be able to recollect how he was a loving personality to the Gopijanas. Okay, so those names which indicate the pure loving pastimes, they come under the Madhurya Bhava form, and those leelas, those names which indicate the ferocious activities of Lord, killing demons, participating in the war. Okay? Parthasarathi, the name Parthasarathi means the Lord who accompanied Arjuna in the battlefield, which indicates the ferocious pastime. Okay, so the names which indicates which recollects the pastimes where Lord exhibited his powers and killed or did war with somebody, then those kind of names come under Aishwarya Bhava. So Lord exhibited his heroic qualities. Narayana, Murari, Parthasarathi. So different names. Okay? So any name you take, okay, will good enough for us to get elevated. However, the devotees, they always wanted to taste the pure, rasa, the ecstatic love of Lord. So they take the Madhurya Bhava names. They chant the Madhurya Bhava names. Krishna, when you chant the name of Krishna, the meaning of name Krishna is, the one who attracts everything. Okay. So by chanting the name of Krishna, okay, so we get attracted to Lord. We get attracted to share our loving exchanges with Lord. We get attracted to serve Him. And when you chant Rama, the name Ram, because the Ram, the meaning of Ram is pleasure giving. So which gives you the pleasure. The ultimate pleasure which gives to you is the name Ram. So when you chant this Hare and Krishna, so you get attracted to Lord to exchange your loving exchanges and become His servant. By being that, you will enjoy the supreme pleasure. So, and these transcendental names, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you have invested all your transcendental energies in these names. Whichever name you chant, we will be a great source for you to get rid of these miseries that you are undergoing in this Kali Yuga. And there are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. And Kali Yuga, see, the Kali Yuga is a very, very, fallen, degraded yuga, we can say. But at the same time, there are many benedictions, many relaxations, many exemptions given in Kali Yuga to perform devotion service. There is no restrictions for one to chant the holy names of Lord. That's the reason you will see the devotees of Krishna, they always hold the chanting back. While they walk, they chant. While they sit, they chant. While they travel, they chant. Wherever they are, they don't, stop chanting. They don't see themselves separate from chanting. In Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says that Asmat Sarveshu Kalesh Mam Adusmaridyecha May Arpita Manobuddhir Mam Evashis Asamshaya. He says, my dear Arjun, chant my name, my holy names. Remember my name. Always. Tasmat Sarveshu Kalesh. Sarveshu Kalesh means, in 24 hours time, whatever time you get, you chant the holy names of Lord. However, you might, don't we have other works to carry out? However, the chanting or meditating, doing bhakti, it depends on your mental ability, not physical. Though somebody does something physically, but you still have a feeling towards God mentally, then that's nothing but you're doing bhakti only. So there is no restriction for chanting, and there is no restriction for any age, creed, any caste. Anybody can chant. Chanda lopi dvijashreshta haribhakti parayana, it is said. Even the most fallen soul takes up the process of chanting, becomes twice purified. Okay. So human being, once when he takes birth, okay, that is one form of birth. And when he gets initiated into a Brahmanic life, then that is called next birth to the human form of life. Okay. And when one takes the process of chanting, so he'll become as pure as a twice born Brahmin. So, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that, so, my dear Lord, you gave lot of, you made it so simple. If somebody is not speaking, please be on mute. Thank you. So, Lord gave us so much relaxation on chanting. Wherever you are, you can chant. Whoever you are, you can chant. There are no restrictions. There are no particular, in particular kind of ceremony, you have to take a promise and then only you have to chant. Nothing like that. Anytime you can chant. There are certain mantras, there are certain hymns that you are not supposed to chant without proper training or without proper instructions from your guru. But for the Lord's name, there is no such restrictions. Krishna, Govinda, Madhava, Murari, Keshava. Okay? These names you can chant anytime. And Lord made it so simple. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that I don't have attraction towards them. So it is not that, he's telling about him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as you just heard, about how ecstatic he was towards Lord. However, he is telling that I am unfortunate that I have no attraction for them for our sake. When you recite this particular instruction, when you read this, then it becomes like your prayer. My dear Lord, your names, holy names are so powerful. They will help us to elevate, and your names are so sweet. All your leelas are imbibed in your names, are so sweet. When we chant, we release. We experience that ecstatic pleasure by chanting your name. But I don't have interest towards them. You're glorifying to Lord, at the same time you're submitting your humble inability that you are not getting the taste, because you can only chant or glorify Lord when you have proper taste towards Lord. So I'll tell you practical example how I underwent. So in the beginning time, like when I started getting attracted towards bhakti. So when I used to you visit temples for darshan, whenever I used to see people sitting and doing bhajan, I used to feel bit of shy to sit with them and chant the Lord's name and dance with them. So it's like, why these people are making so noise? What if somebody looks at us? Don't they think that, we are just something like, crazy or some gone case who is chanting the names of Lord just like that? I used to think in that way. However, eventually, when I keep on visiting temple, have after having prasadam, then, slowly got attracted towards the bhajan, the kirtan. Okay. Then I also started participating in kirtan. Eventually, that taste, went on. That attracted me towards the bhakti. In the same way, when a devotee, when a normal human being who had no clue of what is the purpose of life, how do we have to establish the connection towards Lord, they will feel bit of hesitation or bit of shy when they try to chant, when they come across this kind of chanting kirtana processes. But you should not neglect them. You have to accept, and you have to try to participate to the extent whatever you can, so that that will help you to get attracted towards the Lord's name. And in Kali Yuga, nobody has such that attraction, because of the too many material obligations that we have. Every now and then we get distracted, we get involved more and more into the material life and material pleasures, which are temporary, which are non-permanent. Okay, because of that, because of the busy, because of our engagement to the material obligations, they don't allow us to sit and chant or participate in kirtana. They wipe off our taste every now and then to chant Lord. However, when you come across this particular prayer, this particular verse, and when you sincerely chant this particular verse, then Lord will understand that this Jivatma is struggling to build interest, taste, attraction towards my holy name. So let me bless him with the devotion. Let me bless him with the taste towards my holy name. Like that, Lord will think and he will bless us to enjoy the bliss. So that is the power of holy name. Okay. And next. Okay. So the next verse is like this. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shakti tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi dhurdaivam idrisham ihajani nanugraha. So this is the next verse. Can anybody read the translation who did not read yet?
Can I read the?
Please go ahead, Mataji.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all the benediction to living being, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govind. In this transcendental name, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Thank you very much.
Can anybody read this translation? Glory to Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the glory to that is not visible, Prabhuji. Only this is visible.
Oh, actually, we were reading about the second translation only. However, the translation of first verse I'll read. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, congregational chanting of Lord's holy names, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. That Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So, sorry, I know we jumped into the second translation. We were discussing the second translation without discussing the first translation. Sorry. So in the first translation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying the Krishna Sankirtana movement. And in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that, Yajnanam Japayogyosmi. Amongst the yajnas, the fires, amongst the yajna means not just the fire sacrifice. Yajna means a selfless sacrifice is called yajna. Okay. So amongst the yajnas, Krishna says, Japa yajna is me. I mean, the chanting of holy name is itself Krishna. That's what Krishna says. Okay? And this is a benediction to the humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction of moon. Like the way how moon, blesses us with blessed, I mean, the moon injects the sweetness to the vegetables. Okay, so without the moon's rays, the vegetables they don't grow properly. In the same way, with this Sankirtana movement, the rays fall on us and they help us to, elevate and go towards Lord. And this shares us the nectar, the Amruta. Okay, for which we always anxious. I mean, for which we always anxious is the soul is always ready, always anxious to taste the nectar of the holy name of Lord. That was the translation about the first. And second, we already discussed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that he doesn't have any attraction to the holy names. However, it is not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not had any attraction to holy names. It is that he is on behalf of us, for the sake of our, benediction. He composed it in such a way that if one recites this, then it becomes a pure prayer to Lord, asking, begging for bhakti. Okay? And the holy names of our Lord are non-different to them. Okay? Non-different to himself itself. Some people, some philosophers, they come up with the speculative aspects that, the names, forms, these are temporary like that, they come up. But, in the scriptures which are given to us by Vyasa Bhagavan, he clearly mentioned, he told about the 9 processes of bhakti, okay, with which one can develop the pure devotional service. In all these bhaktis, if one is attached to the chanting of Lord, it is nothing but it is a direct relation, direct calling, direct, what we say, um, sincere prayer, you can say, to Lord. That is chanting of holy names. Okay. So there was one pure devotee who used to live in Tamil Nadu, Srirangam. So this devotee was born in a family where they did not have a high background. They come from a background of begging door to door by singing and glorifying the Lord. Okay. So you might have seen in this season, in the coming season, in this January season, the Pongal festival falls in. Okay, when the Pongal festival falls in, you will see some people, they come with the buffalo, they go to door and they beg, they glorify Lord, they sing different songs of Lord, and they beg for some rice. They're called Haridas. That particular sect is called Haridasa Sampradaya. And they're also called as Maladasaris. They're called. If you come to the southern part of India, you will see them. Okay. How many of you know, heard, or seen this particular sect, these particular people who come with a buffalo and, beg some rice? So in such family, one, person took birth. His name was Panar. He is also called as Thirupanar. So, and their Varna is called Shudra Varna. They come into the fourth class of the Varnas. In those days, they did not had access to enter into the temple. And this Thirupanar, he used to live in Srirangam, and he was never allowed to take darshan of Ranganath Swami. So this Thirupanar, he always used to sit at the banks of Kaveri River and look at the Gopuram of Ranganatha Swami, and he used to chant Lord's holy names and glorify Lord's holy names. He never had darshan. These days, we just pay 100 or 50 rupees, you'll get special darshan. Those days, it was not like that. There was a lot of discrimination because of poor fund of knowledge. People should not be discriminated based on their caste, creed, and religion. They should be Lord clearly told Chaturvarnyam Mayasishta Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So according to the quality, according to the guna, the modes, one should be discriminated. If one is completely not if it is, I mean, it's totally based on the gunas. If one is, though one takes birth in a fourth class family, but still, if he has qualities of glorifying Lord and all pure qualities, then he should be called. He can be called as equal as Brahmana. Okay. Yes, Sainath Prabhu, you have any question or you want to say something? Sai Nainita Mataji, sorry.
Yes, Prabhuji, in first verse, no, I did not understand the benediction of moon. I did not understand what is moon's importance here.
Okay, I'll tell you. So, to grow plants needs a particular kind of moon's rays, like in the during the night time when moon starts glowing, he injects a particular power called ojas into the plants. With that, the plants, they nourish and they grow. If you just keep the plants in sunlight only, they don't grow properly. They need sun and moonlight. Okay, so the power, the potency to plants, vegetables, fruits is being given by moon rays. It is said in Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
So in the same way, how the way moon reciprocates to the plants, in the same way, this holy name also reciprocates to the devotees by injecting a bhakti into them. The Sankirtana, the chanting of holy name, the way how moon reciprocates towards the plants, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In the same way, the Sankirtana movement, the holy names, chanting of holy names reciprocates towards the human beings. They inject the bhakti towards them. That's
Okay.
it is being compared with the moon.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Welcome, Mataji. So we were discussing about Thirupanar. Okay, so the Thirupanar, comes from a background of Maladasari family who belongs to Okay. So Vidya Vadu Jivanam. Yes. So thank you, Mother. Yes, Lakshmi Mother. So Vidya Vadu Jivanam means, okay, so the knowledge that you study is like a Vadhu, the girl who is ready to marry. Okay, so if there is a girl, her life becomes successful and her life becomes meaningful when she gets married to a nice, cultured person. Okay, so here in this verse, Vidya is compared to a girl who is ready to marry. The knowledge process, whatever we are, the scriptures, the scriptural study, learning of, different things about Lord and undergoing different jnana, is something like preparing ourselves, okay, to get to attain Lord. So the Vidya should help us to attain Lord. And these days we have many Vidyas, okay, many knowledges which teach us how to live materially, but spiritually, but not spiritually. Okay, only the Puranas, Upanishads, they teach about how to attain Supreme Lord, how to reach God, how to go back to Godhead. Okay, so that Vidya which helps us to attain Lord is compared to a girl who is ready to get married. So uh, once you become completely knowledgeful, okay, it's nothing. So it doesn't take much time for you to attain Lord. You will experience the bliss and presence of Lord everywhere. Wherever you go, you will see this is the potency of Lord. That is the potency of Lord. When you are breathing, then you will experience that. Oh, Pavana Pavatamasmi. When you read, when you drink water, you will experience that, Rasom Upskaunteya. Lord says that, is the pure taste of water. When you see the sun, you will remember, you will memorize that, these are the another potencies of Lord, like that, everywhere, wherever, whichever you come across. So you will see the presence of Lord in everything that you experience. When you completely understand about Lord, when you read, when you memorize the scriptures, scriptural studies, yeah, that means that you have prepared yourself to attain Lord. So that is the meaning of Vidya Vadu Jivana. Is that okay, Lakshmi Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So we were discussing about Tirupanar. So Tirupanar, he did not had any. He never went into temple. He did not do service to, Lord's deity. He was not allowed to enter into temple only. So always his only routine life was sitting at the banks of Kaveri River and glorifying, chanting the holy names of Lord. So one day when he was doing kirtan, he became so ecstatic and he was lost. He went into samadhi level without any, sparsha, the touch of the material world. He was completely lost in doing kirtan. So every day, early in the morning, before the temple opens, he used to go sit, glorify Lord for some time. And before the priests used to come to Kaveri River to take water for Abhishekam, he used to leave before they come. Because, those days, priests, they even used to think that even if they see a Shudra person, that is also inauspicious, like that they used to think. Then one day, what happened when he was completely lost in glorifying the Lord? He just sat like that on the banks of Kaveri River. Priests came, they took the water and for Abhishekam, and they were crossing through. Then they saw Tirupanar, who was in the midway, who was just um, sitting there. And there were like 4 or 5 priests. The others, other priests who were there, accompanied with the prime priest of that Srirangam temple. they were shouting at Tirupanar, Panar, go away, just give us way to, go, don't come in our way, don't, make us to touch you, like that. They were shouting from a far distance. But, Tirupanar, he was completely lost in the meditation. He was glorifying the Lord and he was experiencing the Leelas in the mind, and he lost himself. He lost the um, sense of material, what is happening around him. Then they were coming near, but this person is not moving. What they did, they took a stone and they hit on his head, and his head started bleeding. Even then, he didn't come into consciousness. And some say that they just throw a coconut to his head, but some say a stone was thrown to his head. It was bleeding, but still he didn't come into the consciousness. So such a high level of samadhi sthiti they went. There are many spiritual practices. One amongst the spiritual practices is also Astanga Yoga. So today, these days, yoga is so famous that, they say nothing but, except yoga, if you follow anything, that is just waste of time, they say. But, the highest level in the yoga is going to samadhi stage. There are 8 processes: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, ahara, pratyahara, dhyana, samadhi. Like
Dharana.
8 is dharana. So the last stage is samadhi, one who loses the sense, the material world, and when he tries to connect himself to the unmanifested form, that is called as highest stage of form, they say, in Ashtanga Yoga process, that is called samadhi. But here, just by chanting the law, and to attain that stage, Krishna explains how one has to make himself ready to practice that Ashtanga Yoga process to reach to Samadhi level. But here, a person without any arrangements, just by chanting and glorifying the Lord, he reached to such highest stage. So then, one of the priests, he came and he tried to push him. Then he got consciousness. Then Tirupanar, he just woke up. He just came out of his samadhi, and he did not feel pain. He was, very humble, and he started, apologizing the priest, saying that, I'm very, very sorry. I interrupted you all in doing the Lord's service. Please excuse me. Like that, he begged them. Then they scolded, chastised him, and they left the place. When they went to the temple, when they opened the altar of Ranganath Swami, so Ranganatha's deity started bleeding. Everybody was terrified, because for them he was just a deity. They were not seeing the life in Ranganatha Swami's deity. So they saw blood coming out of Ranganatha Swami's head. They had no clue what to do. So they were like, they called the head priest, and everybody started, bringing some Ayurvedic medicines and applying, try to band his head with different, cloths, but the bleeding did not stop. And they were like, they sincerely bowed down to Rangnath Swami, and they started, regretting for their mistakes. They were, praying to the Lord that, Lord, please excuse us. Please show some mercy to us, what mistakes we have done. Please let us know what mistakes we have done, so that, we will try to, we will try to correct us. Like that, they were pleading, Lord. Then, so Lord started speaking. So a divine voice came through, and Lord said that, see, you humiliated my devotee Tirupana. You are making a difference between me and my devotees, and you're making difference between me and my names. My devotee, he is sincere. Daily he chants, pray, he glorifies me sitting at the Kaveri river. Today you hurted him by beating him with stone. So you're thinking that, he and me is different. No, it's not that you hit him with stone. It's you hit me with stone. That's the reason my head is bleeding. Now you go, you get him, and how do you carry him? You make him sit on your shoulder, bring him to the temple, make him have my darshan. Then only my bleeding will stop. Like that, Lord instructed. Everybody was shaking. They ran to Tirupanar. They brought Tirupanar, and the head priest, he who completely dishonored this Tirupanar, he made Tirupanar to sit on his shoulder. And Tirupanar was feeling so ashamed. He never, no Brahmin even thought of touching him. But today, these head priests of Ranganatha Swami, they came and they made him to sit on his shoulder. He was feeling like, do I deserve like this? Did I made some sin? He was, inside he was feeling so hesitant that, my dear Lord, why did you, create situation like this where, this I have to disrespect this Brahmanas. I don't deserve to be respected this much that they are respecting me. Like that, he was, feeling very, very shy within him. So they brought him to the temple, they opened the altar and they presented him in front of the Ranganatha Swami. Then Tirupanar started glorifying the Lord. Then the bleeding from his Lord's head stopped. And Tirupan started glorifying Lord's lotus feet, Lord's Abhayhasta, Lord's, the divine eyes. So as and when he started glorifying each and every part of Lord, his body parts got disappeared. Eventually, when he completed the glorification, he disappeared. So that is the power of holy names of Lord. If one may not be having access to serve Lord directly, but by chanting, by doing kirtan, it is nothing but you are doing a highest service to the Lord. That is the reason, in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to till Srila Prabhupada, everybody insisted, requested, instructed us to chant holy names, which are not different from the Lord himself. And in Krishna also, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Anya Sintayanto Mam Yejuna Paripasate. So Krishna says that those who, chant regularly, okay, so they get into a platform of highest yogi. Ananya Cheta Asatatam Yoma Smarade Nityasa Tasyam Sulbha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yogina, he says. My dear Partha, those who constantly chant my name, okay, they, without any doubt, they become the perfect yogi, Krishna says. So that is the power of holy names. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us, okay, about the power of holy names. And we always have to consider ourselves as, practicing devotees. In some sense, we can also say non-devotees only, but begging for devotion. In that way, that should be our mood when you come across Lord. Your mood should be like, my dear Lord, I am I want to become humble and serve you. Please bless me. Give me some days to chant your holy names, which are, like moon rays to the human beings. Like that, you have to chant, you have to pray to the Lord, okay, with this, sincere instructions which are given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Shikshashtakam, every Vaishnava who follows the Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, they chant every day. They memorize this prayer, Shikshashtakam prayer every day. Okay, I request all of you also take time to learn and chant this Shikshashtakam. Okay, so here I want to stop explaining about first two verses. There is a huge, deep meaning in these first two verses, but see, I consider myself as unqualified to glorify these verses, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is considered that the Leelas pastimes, the entire history of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as a PhD study, because uh, as long as one doesn't understand what is the pure devotional service, it is very hard for him to believe the activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They may misunderstand. That's the reason the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's entire, Chaitanya Charitamrita, about his instructions, about his glories, is considered as PhD study. And PhD in Bhakti. That's how the study about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in Brahmamada Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay, so I don't know how much, to what level I was able to convey the message. If there were any mistakes, if I was unable to convince you, it's my mistake. It's not that, the verses doesn't carry such deep meaning, but, it was my inability. I was unable to glorify. If there was something which could not convince you. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, they can ask. However, before we get into the questions, then I request Venkatesha Sri Govindadas Prabhu to share his, comments, opinion on the Shikshashtakam. Prabhu, are you there? Venkatesha Sri Govindadas Prabhu. Venkatesha Sri Govindadas Prabhu, are you there? Hare Krishna. Okay, so Prabhu may be busy. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask.
Prabhu, can I ask one basic question? Sorry to ask.
No problem, no
My
problem.
side.
No problem.
What I heard is Nityananda Prabhu is the reincarnation of Lord Balarama.
Right.
So in this Kali Yuga also, is that both Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Prabhu born as brothers, or if not, like what is the relation and how did they meet each other?
So they are not biological brothers. Okay?
Okay.
So in fact, Nityananda Prabhu is elder than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay.
So Nityananda Prabhu, being a Balram, he is an incarnation of Balram. He carries the pure devotional service. But both share common guru, Ishwarpuri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sikshana Guru is Ishwarpuri. Nityananda Prabhu's Sikshana Guru also Ishwarpuri. So
Okay.
one day they meet while they were, meeting their Sikshana Guru. So in the first meeting itself, they understand each other that, they are eternally related. And from then, they start continuing their journey. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu started propagating the Krishna conscious movement. After Nityananda Prabhu, his wife Jahnavi Devi, continued the parampara. Then she gifted it to Narottam Das Thakur. There are many acharyas. Okay? So that's how they're meeting. They are not biological brothers, but they share the common guru. They are the students of Ishwarapuri. Okay. So that's how they got interacted, and they started propagating the Krishna conscious movement.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Right. Right. So if anybody has any other questions, you can ask. So I'll share the Shikshashtakam video and lyrics in our group, so you can start practicing and read. So how many of you are trying to recite Tulsi Arati and Guru Ashtakam? Anybody trying daily?
Yeah, I started with Tulsi Harti and Narsimha Harti.
Okay.
So I thought once if I learn both, then I'll
Okay.
go to the next one.
Absolutely fine, Madhu. But any initiative to start, reciting these pure Vaishnava prayers is required. So whether you, eventually planning to start, it's fine. That's no problem. But some Vaishnava songs, if you're trying to practice, because these Vaishnava songs, they're melodious songs at the same time, pure prayers, and at the same time they carry a lot of philosophy within them.
Okay.
Will help us to grow in bhakti. Okay.
Right.
Appreciate you, Mataji. Thank you for taking initiative to, chant these Vaishnava prayers daily. Nice.
Yeah, basically I do Tulsi Harti when I'm offering food, like morning 3:30 usually I prepare this lunch for the kids. So what you have suggested is to offer the Tulsi leaf, and then only Krishna will accept it. So when I'm plucking that leaf, so I'm trying to recite this Tulsi Harti, and then I'm offering the food.
Nice, Mataji. Nice. Good initiative. Thank you. Great. So, Venkatesh Sri Govindas Prabhu, are you there? Prabhu didn't. So, anybody has any other questions? So, like we all know our Govardhan Prabhu, he was supposed to take the last 2 classes. However, he's completely fallen sick since last 1 week. After coming back from the Srirangam Yatra, his health went very bad. Yesterday also, we had a small gathering at our home. He could not come because he was completely sick. So I request all of you to pray for his good health. Okay, so let's chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Govardhan Prabhu's health. Okay, so chant along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.